TLC season here at Warzone. And the moment, the occasion, it is not lost on 23 Hazard. Here to catch a body, here to catch a trophy, Sam.
I respect the determination, but I think the man he's going head-to-head with tonight has been on such a tear this past couple of months of Limitless Wrestling. Hazard, big bite, big mark, but is he going to be able to put his money where his mouth is against Conan Lycan?
We've seen Hazard step up to some behemoths in Limitless Wrestling past. Step toe-to-toe with Iron Rip Bison, still living with us to tell the tale, but it did not go that way, his way that time. Is tonight going to go differently?
You know, I respect his undying sense of self-belief, and I think if you've got that, that's half the battle. Undoubtedly, he believes he's going to win tonight, and that could lead him to victory.
From the physical tool side, he's in the shape of his life.
He is.
A multidisciplinary athlete, a very gifted folk-style wrestler once upon a time. Is tonight the night where Hazard puts it all together, punches his ticket to the Vacation Land Cup?
And if there's anyone who can really play that psychological warfare in the ring with his mouth against a guy like Lycan, it's Hazard.
Oh, no love lost here. Last time around, Hazard put his hands on Rich Palladino.
Oh, no, we cannot have that. Rich Palladino's a national treasure, Hazard.
You gotta watch out for the vaunted Rich Palladino knuckle sandwich.
Uh-oh. I've heard about it.
Oh. Its reputation precedes it. And meanwhile, the record and the reputation of his opponent tonight, the land shark Conan Lycan, but hold on. Did Rich give him a microphone?
Oh, no.
Come on. Wait, is it a freestyle?
I hope not.
Is it a rap?
I hate the flex, but I love the flex, my boy. Y'all can move however much you want, but I got a microphone, so you can't get louder than me.
Challenge accepted. Yeesh.
Yeah, there's no love lost here between the audience and Hazard.
I'm still in this ring. I'm still in this building. I'm still on your tickets, and y'all paid to see 23 HAC. So some joke is about to come on that curtain, and I'm gonna catch a body, and that's it. I can see it in your faces. Y'all starting to realize that I really like this.
We had no idea.
Guys like this. Newport News is second most dangerous.
Oh, my. A charmer. A charmer.
Punch my ticket to the Vacation Land Cup.
There's no argument that Hazard has the tools to get that far, but he has to stop a runaway freight train in the form of a land shark, as Conan Lycan has yet to taste defeat here in Limitless Wrestling. Is Warzone the night? Not if Lycan has anything to say about it. Already a tumultuous travel schedule for Conan Lycan this weekend. Not in the mood, and the chance to get to his first ever Vacation Land Cup. The occasion not lost on Conan Lycan.
And we know that when travel snafus happen, that can definitely affect your mental, your physical. But boy, does Lycan look like a machine coming out to the ring right now. And I've seen him do some high-pressure matches here, namely last month defeating Alec Price, one of the aces of Limitless Wrestling. So I think he's coming into this match with a full head of steam, full head of confidence.
Fun fact, last night tangled with Donovan Dyer Dijak in Chicago. I gotta wonder, out in Chicago, I gotta wonder what kind of shape Conan Lycan's in physically today. Will Hazard be able to find an advantage that would normally be present?
That's true, because we both know Dijak. We've seen his matches, one of the most physical men bell to bell in that ring. So Lycan, no doubt, has to be suffering a little on the physical. You're right, I didn't know that.
We'll turn it back to Rich Palladino.
Introducing first, directly in front of me from Newport News, Virginia, weighing in at 180 pounds. He's here to catch a party. This is Hazard. And his opponent in the corner to my right, from South Troy, New York, weighing in at 265 pounds, the Land Shark, Conan Lycan.
First Vacation Land Cup qualifier of 2025. The season is upon us. Limitless Wrestling Warzone. We thank you for spending your free time with us here at Limitless Wrestling. Johnny Torres, Sam Laterna on the call. 23 Hazard taking on Conan Lycan.
Yeah, this is big stuff as we begin the road to the VLC. So many different people from all over the country are going to be vying for a spot in really the tantamount competition tournament in New England.
It's the biggest tournament in New England, the biggest event of the year in New England. Coming to the biggest venue in Maine. And Conan Lycan dropping the biggest bombs in Maine already.
Oh yes, I think that Hazard just realized that this is not going to be a walk in the park for him. Oh my gosh, how many feet did he just hoist him up? What was that?
Nearly jettisoned into the rafters.
Jeez, yeah, I thought he was going to hit the rafters.
Now the scoop and the slam. Conan Lycan cooking. Get out of here! Kickflip moonsault cover. Somehow only two.
Thought that was a quick recount for a second, but no, just getting two. But to that point, Conan Lycan, he's got this really interesting mix between strength and athleticism that you don't see in a lot of bigger guys. And he's using that here, and we've come to see him use those acrobatics against, Alec Price, Zach Patterson, to great success.
And now Hazard, the latest to weather such a storm, rolling to the outside, but the outside ain't safe for air. Stopped cold. Had it scouted the air land shark, if you will.
There's that scrappiness, that survival instinct that Hazard always has in the back of his mind.
But now Lycan, hot pursuit to the outside. Hazard, just like that.
Wow, you throwing everything at the kitchen sink at Lycan, but look, he caught him.
Able to maintain the fireman's carry over the shoulder.
Uh-oh.
Oklahoma Stampede. No, Hazard at the back door. Face full of steel for the land shark.
And now jaw-jacking to the audience. You gotta keep your eye on Lycan, Hazard.
But Hazard now shaking out the cobwebs. This may be Hazard's time to shine.
Well, he's getting into the ring slowly, almost stalking his prey, but I don't know if that's the smartest idea, as Lycan, oh wow.
The downfall for Hazard many a time has been getting too hot under the collar, getting a little too rambunctious, but playing the role of the counter-puncher might be Hazard's path to victory.
So you're saying he gets a little emotional sometimes?
Yes,
Puts
indeed.
the cart before the horse stops strategizing.
Too often the bull, not often enough the matador, if you will.
Yes. I've seen something like that in our interviews. Lots of energy.
Yes.
Lots of emotion. We'll get into that later. Don't think I have an interview with him tonight.
Fingers crossed. Hazard now. Back onto the apron. Lycan now in a bad way. Soars on in. Crossbody to the midsection in the corner. And now spins into the back fist. Back fist, back of the head. Only good for two, however.
So Johnny, if you're Hazard and you've got to defeat a guy like Lycan, what's going to be your strategy? Right now, I think that keeping Lycan on the ground is probably the best strategy.
Grounded pressure. I concur. I'm right there with you, Sam. At this point, Hazard has a very deep toolbox, be it submission maneuvers, aerial maneuvers, high-impact standing maneuvers. Those ground-based maneuvers might be the path here. Because you can't let Conan Lycan pick up steam like this. Fireman's carry.
Oh, and a rig of the eyes. Lycan blinded here, and now Hazard able to capitalize.
And here we are. Ground-based offense. I was sort of foreshadowing it before, but he might be taking a page.
Oh, no, come on.
A dude in his own right.
I'm really like this.
See, this is, in my opinion, where Hazard flies too close to the sun, shall we say.
Yes,
Emotion.
indeed. No doubt about it. Those wings, they're burning away. But Hazard did cut it short. He may have his eye on the ball this time around. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Snatched by the throat.
Lycan has had enough.
Another stratosphere. Again.
Across the ring he goes.
Lot of runway now. Steps into the knife edge chop.
Lycan also wanting this victory just as badly tonight, looking to close in on his first BLC qualifier victory, but oh, beautiful maneuver, Johnny.
Spins out. High impact cover. 2 3/4, dare I say. But we had mentioned the grit, the gumption, the toughness of Hazard before. You're seeing it firsthand here at Limitless Wrestling's War Zone.
Uh-oh, going for it again, looking to finish things off. Uh-oh, we've seen this before.
Wants to spin out into the cutter. Hazard out the back door, coming in hot. Oh, in the hips! The German suplex! The bridge! Only 2.
Wow, Lycan kicking out at the last moment there. Great move by Hazard.
But Hazard eye stays on the ball, coming in hot. The cross body.
Oh!
Gut wrench! Dr. Bomb! And following up, symphony of power bombs. No wait! Rolls on through, spikes him on his head. That's it! Vacation Land Cup field just got his first entrant, and my word, every other prospective BLC qualifier, they might be rethinking things at this point, having to step to the land shark in the first round.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I would be shaking in my boots if I'm going head-to-head with the land shark in the opening round of the BLC, but I guess that remains to be seen because we're going to have many qualifiers going on over the next couple of months. No doubt Lycan is going to be taking a look at each and every entrant as they qualify.
No doubt about it. The scouting reports have begun to form for Conan Lycan. And my word, VLC 2025 going to be one for the record books. And plenty more action to come, folks.
Thanks for having me, Johnny.
Always a pleasure. The legend Sam Laterna, folks.
Conan Lycan, congratulations, not only your victory tonight, but qualifying for the Vacation Land Cup. You've been on quite a roll. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling on top of the world. I came to Limitless to prove that I belong and I should be on top. Not just to take part, but to take over. And I said it before and I'll say it again, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0. That's got to account for something, right? So not only do I got my eyes on the VLC, but who knows? I might have something shiny and bright in my future.
Is life getting rather dull these days? Ready for something new? Then find something old and out of this world at Maine Vintage Toys. We've got it all. Incredible vintage toys, spanking brand new toys, the greatest sports cards, collecting supplies, and even nostalgic candy. What more could you ask for? Your old toys have been waiting for you to come back and play like the good old days, only better. Because now you can have every toy you ever wanted. So jump in the back car and warp speed your way to Maine Vintage Toys at 650 Main Street, South Portland, Maine, and get your vintage on.
Is a 2025 Vacation Land Cup qualifying match scheduled for one fall.
Taking it from the top, Saturday night, June 28th. We are not at Definitive Brewing. We are at the Yarmouth AM Vets. Top shelf, Troy Nelson being joined by a revolving cast of characters. Start things off with Seabass Finn, folks. It's still beerly legal, and it is Cup season in Vacation Land. And around here we call it the Vacation Land Cup. This man right here fixing to potentially qualify, but he had perhaps one of the toughest qualifying matches as he has to get through the dime piece. And I'll tell you this, Seabass Finn, I know that you very much would like to potentially be in the Vacation Land Cup this year, next year, any years in the future. I know that you have a big matchup with some perhaps, you never know what could be in the background, taking on Paul Hazard a little bit later on. But I have to ask you, take a look at that man right there. The Diamond from Quebec, Zach Patterson. He came up short when we were in Brick South this past March against Conan Lycan, the first person to punch his ticket for the Vacation Land Cup. You gotta believe that even though it's Aaron Rourke standing in his way, not only does he of course want to become the Vacation Land Cup winner, not only does he want to become the #1 contender for the anniversary show, but Zach Patterson in the worst way has gotta wanna get his hands on Conan Lycan once again.
Favorite here, but I wouldn't count this Canadian out of qualifying for the Vacation Land Cup.
Absolutely. The dime piece, the evil gay, and the proprietor of the Over the Rainbow split-legged moonsault. And of course, let's add one more thing. How about WWE ID Prospect to cap that all off? The question is can he add Vacation Land Cup winner to that repertoire? I was gonna say. Absolutely, I've been following his career since the very beginning. I commentated one of his very first singles contests. Listen to this crowd! One of his very first single contests against that of VSK for Creative Pro Wrestling. And he has grown by leaps and bounds. I know that you have been across the ring from him. How do you prepare for someone that's a little unorthodox like an Aaron Rourke?
Definitely a wild card. There was somebody like Aaron one of a kind.
I was going to say here, Harry Aaron fixing our microphones to make sure everything's good. Harry Aaron, one of the hardest men working in the business today. Paul is out there on the floor doing his thing. And folks, we have 7 big matches on tap for tonight. We're going to send over to Rich Palladino. We're not going to waste any more time.
Introducing first in the corner to my right, from Paradise City, weighing in at 240 pounds, the Diamond, Zach Patterson. And his opponent in the corner to my left, from Sparkle City.
This ovation for Aaron Rourke.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 202 pounds, the timepiece, Aaron Rourke.
He used to be an even 200. I think he's been on a pretty strict diet. Trying to put on the muscle to see that muscle against the specimen.
2 pounds, listen, 2 pounds at a time. You're gonna need to put on another 100 pounds to make it even semi-difficult for a Zach Patterson my goodness, he's gonna get it right here. Brainbuster right there, he gets it. Cover, 2, yeah, only a 2. There's a different look on Zach Patterson's face tonight. He's got to be disappointed. We haven't seen him in about 3 months since that loss to Conan Lycan in front of over 1,200 fans at Brick South in conjunction with our friend the Bissell brothers. Putting the boots to Aaron Rourke there, who came up short in last year's Vacation Land Cup, but I don't want to talk about that yet. Let's talk about Aaron Rourke coming up short in his Limitless Wrestling Championship bout against Channing Thomas just a couple of months ago. Deflated was the word. Tried to even the score a little bit when we had a cage match back in Westbrook last month. Take a tilt-a-whirl here. Head scissors. Wait a minute, that's a submission hold. Certainly getting it. That's in deep. Patterson, he's got those big shoulders. They're hard to move back, but that also means there's nowhere really for them to go. Over the shoulder here, Brad's a power slam incoming. Oh, like a lawn dart. Right into the precarious position to cover. Only 2. Aaron Rourke in the worst way to start things off here. Folks, big shout out to our friend Johnny Torres, graduating from college tonight, getting his bachelor's in Norse mythology. That's not true. But shout out to the concept, Johnny Torres. Zach Patterson, now, you're from Goffstown, New Hampshire. You know there's a French Quarter there in the Goffstown area. The poutine there, I have a feeling, a little bit different than the poutine that Zach Patterson's perhaps used to. But I got to tell you, this diamond from Quebec has shined since he debuted here in Limitless Wrestling last June in Herman, Maine. Known for that F5-esque maneuver that, like I said, it doesn't matter how much weight you put on. With the greatest of ease, he's going to be able to toss you. Absolutely. I was saying, many of the likes, a mortar has felt the wrath of that. 1 second, here we go. Right into position. Hip toss, wait a minute. Oh my goodness! Zach Patterson with excellent ring awareness, hip tossing him right into the corner. Double hand, yes. A lot of theatrics, but effective nonetheless. We're making it happen. Zach Patterson gonna take his time. Like we said, has taken part in the Limitless Rumble back in December. Harry Aaron switching out the microphone of one. Seabass Finn set to take on Hazard a little bit later on in the show. Zach Patterson now with a gut wrench. Absolutely. Just taking his time here. Wait a minute. Almost like a Canadian backbreaker, but just kept it low. Didn't decide to mount him. Then tossing him. Cover. Only 2. Absolutely. Not happy with it. And again, there's something different about the demeanor. He's almost like disappointed in himself for some reason. Again, I think that perhaps he's taking it a little bit more serious, but at the same time, you can't waste time. Do not give Aaron Rourke an inch. He will take a mile. We talked about it. A little dejected after that loss of the Limitless Wrestling Championship. A miscalculation with Alec Price, of all people, not the Bacabella family. Cost him in the very end of the day. But he's got to qualify here tonight. There's no free passes. Can you imagine with 202 pounds on your back, the Evil Gay on this Pride Month, filled with pride, looking to show it off here tonight. And if he does anything, he does it fabulous, just like that. Folks, thank you for joining us on IWTV Live tonight from Yarmouth. We're hoping to get back to Definitive Brewing, a favorite of mine up here in Maine, sometime soon. You know that old top shelf Troy, the keeper of the bar himself, disappointed we don't have the crafties in the house tonight. But hopefully sometime soon. Aaron Rourke with a pump kick. Lands flush on Zach Patterson, the diamond from Quebec. Playing defense here, but just not too well. Aaron Rourke with a shotgun-style drop kick and a keppa. Feeling it, though, that backbreaker from earlier, taking its toll. See, I don't know if the handspring's the right move here. All that extra pressure on your back on the way up. He got all of it, but I just don't know if putting that much pressure on the back was necessary at this point. looking like he's trying to go for like a Saito-style suplex, but I don't think that's the move. Once again, no. Aaron Rourke back up. Shoots off Zach Patterson. Blue Thunder Bomb, nicely done. Cover. And only two. Zach Patterson kicks out. Aaron Rourke, the WWE ID prospect, found himself recently on the Evolve program on Tubi. To watch that every Wednesday night. Aaron Rourke, again, talk about the momentum that somebody like a Gabby Forza has going into her contest tonight. Although I can't believe what happened to her before we were technically even on the air. For those of you just tuning in, Gabby Forza had her tooth knocked out by a sucker punch from Channing Thomas, a friend of one Aaron Rourke. Gotta believe Aaron will be watching that match very closely tonight. Forearm once again from Zach Patterson. Absolutely. What isn't a despicable act by the Vacabella family? We're going to see them all tonight. Aiden Agro in matchup tonight with Milo Mira. Anthony Green set to take on Desmond Cole a little bit later on. Jay Haru, unfortunately, in the house. And I'll tell you, those wins for Jay Haru will come in time, I'll tell you. They come in time. Comes with experience, you know? You know what I mean, Seabass Finn? Aaron Rourke getting to the top rope here. We're gonna have some fun tonight, folks. Zach Patterson, once again going to the top. I don't know if it's gonna be as much ease this time. Now he's had so much more energy taken out of him. Biting him, why not? Why not? He's a biter. He can do what he wants. Aaron Rourke now once again. Nice, oh no, nowhere to go! Zach Patterson almost surprised himself with that powerbomb, taking advantage, cover, and advancing. Only a count of two from Zach Patterson. You look on Zach Patterson's face, the powerbomb was there. He almost didn't know what to do with him. The look of shock on his face, he was stumbling back, collected himself in the corner, and then hit him with that running knee. Aaron Rourke still able to kick out. And Zach Patterson once again trying to figure out what it's going to be. Gonna have to be that F5 style maneuver. He's gonna have to press him up and toss him for distance. This crowd firmly behind Aaron Rourke. Came up short in last year's Vacation Land Cup. Here it comes. Here it comes. Those Gale Force wins. No dice. Schoolboy. Tight. One kicking out of Zach Patterson. Two. Forearm landing. Aaron Rourke with a super kick. Taking out Zach Patterson. Not in the right position. Perhaps could be looking for that. Nope. Not the split-legged moonsault yet. Over the rainbow. Rolls through. Sunset flip. Patterson brings him back up. Rolls all the way over once again. Aaron Rourke! A Canadian destroyer to the Canadian! And he's reeling! Catches him with a poison Rana! That reverse Rana! Now he's in position! Where's he heading? Over the rainbow! Gets up! Cover! 2, 3! Aaron Rourke advances to the Vacation Land Cup! That timepiece once again finds himself in a familiar position as he finds himself heading to the semifinal rounds of the Vacation Land Cup. 4 singles matches leads to 1 4-way match with the #1 contender.